Hey guys, this video I have to voice over because the audio came out really bad, but we have a long mandrel here. Um, I cut it a little bit short for this part um, because I want to try something different. Usually on the end here I just have a threaded hole and I use a bolt and a washer to hold everything together. Unfortunately, on this part, it's way too long, and it needs some sort of center support. With nothing compressing the end on here, I'm going to need to make a lathe dog. This is a part, I think it's for plastic plumbing pipes to hold them together. Um, you can see here. This doesn't move, so I can't actually get like a part number for it or anything, but you get the idea. This is probably just picked up at like the local Home Depot or something. It's something we had laying around, so what I need to do, yeah, ignore that. So what I need to do here is keep the outside plastic spinning with the mandrel itself. That's what a lathe dog is for. If you don't have any sort of compression or you don't have anything making the outside turn, what's going to happen is the mandrel's just going to spin when the cutter comes in to contact the plastic, and the plastic's going to stop. So I'm squeezing on this rubber insert that comes in here, and then I put the outside down, tighten it up a little bit. Now, this isn't something I would use with stainless. You might be able to get away with it with aluminum. This is my first time actually trying this. I just ran into a problem and needed to fix it right away. Um, and this was the easiest solution I could come up with. Alright, so now that I've got this on here loosely, I'm going to need something to hold this up against the chuck so that it actually spins. If you don't know what a lathe dog is, you'll see here in a minute. So in this case, I just used an Allen wrench that I had around. So we put the Allen wrench in here, and that's going to go up against one of the jaw teeth, and then it'll be used to drive the outside. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten this thing down and take it over to the lathe, set it up, and you get an idea of what I'm talking about. Hopefully it'll make sense. So I usually have a collet when I do this kind of thing, but I don't have one for the Okuma, only for the Tormach. So we're going to use this against the actual three-jaw chuck. So you put this in, and the lathe chuck is going to push up against the Allen key or the stop here. If you don't, you can see it just rotates. If the Allen key wasn't here, this thing would just rotate around. So the Allen key pushes up against the jaw here, and you can see it pushes the entire part. It actually spins the opposite direction here, but same thing. This part's so long and spindly, it needs a center, a live center. As you can see how wobbly this thing is. That's the actual flex in the aluminum mandrel. So I'm going to go ahead and bring it up to the center. In this case, it's a live center, since both spindles are going to be running simultaneously. And we'll get this butted up here, and you'll see. Okay, now you can see that I have this pressed up against the center here. It's solid, and again, the lathe dog is going to go up against these jaws and turn the entire plastic. If not, when the cutter came in, the plastic piece would just spin because there's nothing compressing the end or anything to keep the part from just free spinning on the mandrel. Alright, so the spindle's synchronizing now, and I've got the rapids and everything turned down. I've got the door open and everything. You can see how much this part is wobbling. We just shove a hole through it, and since it's so long, it's kind of hard to get it perfect. But the mandrel is keeping everything on center, so when it's finished, the center hole will be perfectly concentric to the outside of the part. This thing holds on pretty well. We're taking a 40 thou plunge, and I don't really have the right cutter shape or insert in it. This is just what we use to cut stainless steel with, and I don't have any of the sharp inserts that I usually use. But it plunges in fine. There's no slipping of the part on the mandrel. It actually does a really good job of holding all of this together. Again, this insert isn't the right one for this material. I just don't have one for this machine for this style tool holder. So when using the lathe dog, you have to machine half of it down, flip it over, and machine the other half. But with this live center here and the mandrel, that'll be pretty easy to do. Anyway, this video is not so much about the cutting this material as it is about the improvised lathe dog. So if you didn't know what a lathe dog was before, hopefully you do now, and maybe this can help somebody along the way. This is the first time I've used this, but it seems to have worked out really well, and so hopefully somebody will get some use out of it. As always, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't, and subscribe if you're in the mood.